Oh, no. Oh, see. Wait, is it not ready? Uh, okay. That'll taste fucking nice over there. Okay. I do apologize, y'all. Okay, there we go. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. I do apologize. I was trying to connect y'all to the TV so I can see y'all clear as day with the comments because like this light be beaming right here, so it's just like hard to see the comments. But what's up, my good people? What's up? What's up? I should have. Nah. Well, we only got one person here, so that's okay. But what's good, y'all? Like, I am so ecstatic. I pushed 2 videos out today. I'm doing a live stream. I need to go through my emails. I literally have 4 email accounts that I have to go through. I had a surprise meeting earlier, which was crazy because I didn't even know until I checked my notifications in my email. And it was like, oh, a live stream email meeting, Google. And I'm like, what is this? So when I clicked on thanks Alicia. Hey Alicia. It was a spare of the moment, but I'm glad that I saw it. I was able to jump into the meeting and get a refreshing recourse on how everything was going, what all we need to be doing, what we need to be pushing for. Is that my boo? Hey boo, hey Giovanni, hey boo, hey. Okay, you know what? Cause my God, oh, that's better. Whew. Like I know when I get my other set of lights is gonna be bright, but I need to make an eye doctor appointment. I need to stop sitting here talking about other people. Now I can make it to my doctor appointment faithfully, but things like my eye doctors and everything, I need to get up on them. So yeah, yeah, we need to stop taking so much of our body parts and our limbs and everything. Well, it's part of body part. We need to start taking our body for granted. Hey, twin. Hey, boo. Chad had to jump on here. Jump on here and see some love. Jackson, Mississippi. M I. Cricket letter I. Cricket letter I. Humpback I. I. Humpback I. Cricket letter I. Cricket letter I. M. Period. That's what we used to do growing up, for real. I've been blessed. I have been blessed. I'm not complaining. I'm not even finna throw the dust in the air. How have you been? How all y'all been? Really? Baby, that used to be a challenge for us growing up to spell it forward and then spell it backwards. And to the ones who did it, like who was able to knock it out the park the first time, our teacher used to reward us. Well said. Twin, well said. I am twin, I've been pushing. Okay. When you say ghost stories, what do you mean? Of course you could be my friend. I love friends. Friend, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you knows me. Love. Oh my goodness. You I mean, I do have situations that I have partaken in, like I seen, but a lot of people don't believe it, but it's definitely true. I try to tell people when you, hey, I'm blessed to have your favor. How are you? But I definitely believe in spirits, and I didn't seen spirits, and I try to tell people. I know as hard as it you want to believe it, but honestly, God won't push you through something that you already been through. And what I mean by that is, if He took a loved one from you, He wouldn't let you see that loved one again to restart memories and restart feelings and this and the other. People need to be careful. When you think you seen your loved one stand in your room, you think you seen your loved one talking to you in your dreams, don't believe it. Don't believe it. That's not them. God wouldn't put you back through that. That's the enemy. The enemy comes in formations. He come in ways to trick you. I'm good, darling. Just talking. Okay, taking it one day at a time. Wait, baby, can I be your king and you can be my queen forever? Hi, hello. How are you? Um, but God won't. Twin, don't start twin. But God wouldn't put you through that. So, when you see figments of like shadows and you see your so-called loved ones, don't start talking to them. Talking to it. Let me say that. Don't start talking to it. That's not them. Because the minute you engage into it, the minute you start speaking to it, you're welcoming it to your home. You're welcoming it into your life. And that's the fastest way for the enemy to get to you. So when you see these things or when you feel these things, some people do get scared. Hello? But baby, that scare go away real quick because I know what I need to do. I go into prayer. I call on the name of Jesus, and baby, I'm trying to tell you, it clears up. Anything, anytime you say Jesus' name is the light, and when you shine the light, anything that's in darkness is gonna hide. It's gonna run. Hello. Okay, I don't know you. Please like, share, and thank you. Like, thumbs the video. Thumbs the video, please. Share, comment. If you want to give me a little love token, my cash app will be in the comments. How old are you? I am 36. Yes, I am 36. The Lord bless me to see the number 36. I know the government wants 36, but in my heart, spirit, and mind, baby, I'm 25. Period. Thank you, twin. DRIPPN. That's correct. That's my cash app. You are so welcome. But so I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, right? So I was talking to my little sister last night. Let me clear this up right now. When I say I'm ugly, I'm the ugly duckling. I don't ever want Oh, that's something new. Okay. when when I when I say I'm ugly or call myself the ugly duckling, let me just clear. Let me be a janitor and clean this up. I'm not never down on myself. I'm not never, literally believing the words that I'm saying because ain't nobody perfect. Ain't no such thing as a perfect. This is why, and I'm not hating on nobody. So let me clear that up. I'm not hating on nobody what I'm about to say. So baby, if you got a BBL, you got a nose job, you got a bleach, you got a, injections. What's it called? You got fillers. You do any of these things, baby. Do you? If you gotta build, if you gotta build the body that you want, then build. Do you? Do I have a child? No, I don't want children. But when I say I'm the ugly duckling, when I say I'm ugly, UGLY, baby, you know what that means? You gotta love yourself. So when I say I'm ugly, baby, I'm loving myself because I might not be the prettiest thing to the next person. I might not be the most attractive thing to the next person. But when I see me, when I look in this camera, when I look in my mirror, when I look at my reflection, when I just think of me, baby, I'm a model. My words are strong, my mind is strong, my heart is strong, and my body is built tough. Period. Hey Queen, I just typed 3 times on your newest video. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's why I love my twin. Cause my twin be on it. If I missed your comment or something, my twin got me. Hey my that part, my must. Okay, and model. Period. Okay, what's her name? Amelia. So Amelia, let me say this. Because I don't know if you're trying to be sarcastic or you're trying to lead up to something or you're just being malicious about what you're doing. But baby, I still love you. You're not hurting me. You're not attacking me. It's okay. You need a hug? Come on. Come on. I'm going to give you something that I know you probably don't get. Let me hug. Hold on. Okay. Period, twin. Period. I'm just saying, like I said in my video, people who leave talk about or argue a lot about situations because you don't like when the truth is in you. I mean, in front of you. A lot of us, hit the keyword, I said us, because I be that way sometimes too. A lot of us runs from the mirror of truth. And see, the mirror of truth don't always have to be a parent, a relative, a friend, or something else. Sometimes you could be your own mirror of truth. That's all it takes. Sometimes is you like you seen like have you ever seen one of the movies where a person's acting out or they doing something crazy or they just robbed a bank or something and then they'll be like walking through the house or something and as soon as they see the mirror just like boom and they freeze and they look at themselves in the mirror like this not me. Like what I'm doing with this? I would never did this. Sometimes you need to face yourself. If don't nobody else make you face yourself, sometimes face your own self. And you can't run from it. Because you won't always hear that voice in your head that be like, now you know that one right. Or you should have stood up and did this. You should have spoke on this when there need to be spoke. The truth hits you. Now, do you got some that's gonna honestly stand up on it? Yes. But do you got a lot of them who's gonna just fight it to the bitter end? Definitely. But baby, what goes around, and I learned this the hard way, what goes around, darn sure finna come back around. Hello? Yeah, sometimes it's a real wake up call that's needed. It is. Because what I'm going to tell y'all, y'all, like I said, y'all might think I'm dumping on myself, but I'm not. I'm keeping it real. Because, baby, when you can do these type of things, that lets others know that they can't hurt you. I always keep telling y'all, if I'm telling something, if I tell you something about me, you can't throw it back in my face. You can't try to hold it over my head because it won't do nothing. How can you hold something that I already told? Period. But I was talking with my cousin, which I do need to call him. I was talking with my cousin, and we was talking about Thanksgiving. So my cousin, he was like, "Oh, he's cooking for Thanksgiving and this and other, blah blah blah." So I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm like, I learned, and I'm like, "Thanks to you, cousin. I know about my dressing now. Now with my dressing, I had put everything correctly in the dressing, but it was still kind of light and it was still kind of soupy. And I'm looking like I added everything correctly. What did I do wrong?" I finally talked with my cousin. This was like, because I told y'all, when I make a lot of food and if it's a lot left over, I instantly put it in the deep freezer, contain it, freeze it, ready for the next go round. So I had put a lot of it in Ziploc bags and put them in the deep freezer. So when I was talking to my cousin, I say, I did like this, I did this. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. That's what people do. Shelly, child, they try to, okay, they will definitely try to do that. But you can't hold none that I'm not ashamed of. Anything I have done in my lifetime, and I told y'all, if you go back into my early videos, you'll see I told everything about me. From the rooter to the tutor. So there's nothing nobody can hold over my head. There's nothing nobody can try to blackmail me with. And there's nothing nobody can sit up here and do that I'm gonna be ashamed of because you look foolish. You took the time out of your schedule, your busy day, your busy life to sit up here and find something on Queen and try to hold it against Queen. Baby, that don't hurt me. Like I said, the things I did and put on the internet, if it ever was to come back, oh, look what she did, y'all. She thought she makes it like she perfect. Baby, I'm not perfect. And I did do that. But I put it, see, when you upload something, don't be ashamed of it. My mama always told me, if you're gonna be ashamed of something, don't do it. So if I upload it to the internet, I'm not ashamed. I love me 365 from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. Period. Hello. But jump back to what I was telling y'all. So I was asking my cousin, like, what did I do wrong with the dressing? And so my cousin was like, well, did you add this? I said, yeah. Did you put this? I said, yeah. He said something else on there. No, I didn't put that. I'm like, I ain't know nothing about that because he said he added a vinegar to his. I ain't never did that. I ain't never seen nobody do that. But hey, it's something new. Try it out. But he was like, well, what you have the stove on? I said 350. That's why. You dumb fool. You don't put it on no 350. You got to put it on 400. And I was like, what? Because, a lot of people cook on 400. I don't like cooking on 400 because when you're cooking on 400, you really have to keep an eye on it so it won't burn or it won't, dry out too bad, whatever, depends on what you put in there. So I said, no, I didn't put it on 400. I said I had it on 350 and I had to cook it for like 4 hours and it still came out light and it was still like it was dry a little bit, but it was still moist. And he was like, that's because you probably put too much liquid. I said, I don't think I put too much liquid. I said, but put it on 350. So I went in the deep freezer and I did a video on it. Y'all see it. I thought I had two bags of dressing, but it was actually one was the Alfredo spaghetti and one was dressing. But when I mixed it together, my God, today. My God, today. Baby, I could have got slapped for that because that came out so good. It did. It was so delicioso. But I had put that dressing. I put the dressing in that pan and I turned it up to 400. When I tell y'all it came out the oven and I took a forkful and it was just like a tear form right here. And I was just like, okay. Add a question and answer sticker. Favorite random fact. Try it. I don't want to press nothing because it keep popping up. That keep popping up. I don't want to click on something. Then that's my live end. I'll probably try it towards the end of the live. But baby, I'm trying to tell you, a tear formed, and I was like, this is delicious. This is delicious. So now, when you know better, come on, let me say it in the comments. When you know better, come on, my good people, because I know y'all heard that saying before. Period, twin. Hello. When you know better, you do better. And now that I know, and see, that was my first Thanksgiving. I cooked completely by myself and did everything. That was my first Thanksgiving. I cooked by myself, and it was. I was at the end of the day. I was beat. No, matter of fact, that wasn't Thanksgiving. That was Christmas. Excuse me. I had to think about it. That was my Christmas. I was beat, baby. I was tired. Thank you, twin. I was tired. I was exhausted, baby. I had made greens. I made spaghetti. I made turkey. I made dressing, baked macaroni and cheese. Um, I did cornbread muffins. My sister did some sweet potato, which I could have did a bigger pan. Um, what else? I think that was it. But baby, I have made so much food. Like Twin said, I did record it. If you want to go back and look at it, you can always go back into my live videos and you will see it. I was exhausted. I should have recorded, but I should have recorded us eating. But it was during the time it was me and my niece and nephews, and I really wanted to do a live video, but some things that was happening, and I guess he didn't want to be recorded, so that's why I didn't do it. I re- I re- eh, I respected everybody's opinions and stuff. So, but this year I'm not cooking. Uh, I told my cousin, I said, if I do decide to make me something to eat, the Lord bless me and I do. Hi. If I do decide to do something, the Lord bless me with it, baby, one thing I might do is a little pan of dressing, some greens, some baked macaroni and cheese, or just regular macaroni and cheese, and some sweet potatoes. And that's all I need. That's all I need is the dressing, greens, sweet potatoes, and that's it. Oh, and the macaroni and cheese. I get that. I will be content, fine, period. But, we got a lot of things coming up. We got Halloween coming up next week. You got Thanksgiving coming up. You got Christmas coming up. New Year's. What y'all doing for New Year's? And then it's two great holidays. Two great holidays in March. I'm turning up for it. I am. I know y'all know the two holidays in March. If you don't, huh, the first one is March 14th. Period. My B Day. That's the first holiday. March 14th is the greatest holiday inside of March. Then the second best holiday is St. Patrick's Day. What? You talk about do all green and get drunk? Who? Well, I don't want to get drunk, but I'm gonna be lit. I'm going to be lit. But I'm telling y'all, it's so many things. Hello, hi Jessica. It's you, it's you. It's you. It's you. You call my house. Hang up. It's you. Your evilness won't let us. I need to stop watching Tyler Perry. See, that's why I love my mods. My moms always make sure to speak to people and welcome them and make them feel good. But baby, I keep trying to tell everybody we in the same race. People don't want to believe it. We in the same race. We started the same and we're gonna end the same. I don't care how you twist it, how you turn it, nothing. People, we ain't start the same. We ain't start. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. How? Cause I had a C-section. You probably was pushed out. No, I had a. Well, I think my mom did do C-section, but that's not how we started. We was born. You're here now, so that's how we started. We both was in the stomach, and to the grace of the end, God, you know, we both gonna end up in either the ground or burn. Which I don't have an issue with that. Bury me through the grace of God. God forbid, whenever that time do come, which I hope 70 years from now, bury me. People want to be cremated. I don't have nothing against nobody who want to be cremated, but I can't do it. Th- Thank you, thank you. Birth by any means necessary and death by any means necessary is beginning and end. What's in the middle is what you do. But once again, I still don't see the purpose. And like I said, I know a lot of people leave because they don't want to hear it, or they don't want to talk about it, but it's the truth. I don't see the purpose of why so many people step on each other, hurt each other, un- unalive each other to get to the next level. What is that? What is that doing? Because the same person that you just did that to is going to come back around and it's going to happen to you. And I done witnessed that numerous and numerous of times. Don't get me wrong. I understand you want to get to the next level and cheat your way to and this and that. But that don't do nothing. That don't do nothing. You think you done got ahead. You think you doing something greater. You think, you up there, can't nobody touch you. Fibs. Fibs. I learned, everybody learned. And that saying I'm about to say is the truth. That same ladder that you climbed up, it's that same ladder. You got to come back down. Hello. Try to tell people. I was having a discussion with a guy who he's off my old block, and he sold, you know, things. No need to say he sold it. He and we was all out there. We was all out there. We was drinking. We was talking. Everybody was laughing. And so he said something that was kind of creepyish or suspect. Where I was just listening to him. So then ain't nobody around here is going woo woo. I'm this, that, and the other. So I was listening to him. So we up on the porch and we start talking about it. Pause, y'all. Hold on one second. I do apologize. They do all this stuff during their lifetime. We all want pleasure, money, and peace. I own anything else you either get. And you know what, Miss? You know what? That is so true. That is so true. But as I was talking with him, he said he was the big kahuna and this and the other. Thank you. He was the big kahuna. He thought he ran everything. And he did some things. He did. He set some stores on fire. He unalived a few people. He robbed a lot of people. He was in jail for a good minute, but then he came home and he thought he was doing something. But see, I told y'all once and I told y'all again. The good Lord said, do not mess with my anointing. Because when you mess with my anointing, that's when you mess it with me. And he did some things and he's not here. He's not here. And the same people who was with you, under you, this and other, was the same people who laughed, who mocked, and now is standing in the place of where you were. That's why I don't understand. I don't. I really don't understand. I like I said, I want to be famous, but I don't want that type of famous. I don't want to be so big where because the bigger you are, the more you know what I'm saying, the more it's on you because you a lot of people have to keep up an image. A lot of people have to put so much out just to get so much back in. With me, my blessings that I give out is my words, my testimony, me listening to you, me praying with you. That's what does it for me. I don't know about everybody else, but that what does it for me. And if people don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you. Pat you on the back, kiss you on the forehead, give you a see you later. But that's as much as I could do. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I want to be famous, but I don't want to be that famous to where I'm living in Hollywood. I gotta live in Hollywood and this and other. I gotta move out here because if I start getting enough money, I'm not leaving Chicago. I'm not leaving Chicago, baby. I love Chicago. I done been to a few places, and when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. Yes, I wish I was there. Wish I was back home. Thank you. Well said. Because so many people out here who done got real famous and who is big, and, you know what I'm saying, real superstar rich, a lot of them changed. A lot of them changed. And don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you start your own business, when you're doing something that's good and this and the other, of course you want good, a good responding of it. Of course you want, you know what I'm saying, a reciprocation of the money to flow back. But I don't ever, and I say this with love and much respect, I don't ever want love to feel like it got to be paid for. I don't ever want somebody to feel like the only way they're gonna receive love from me or attention from me is that they gotta pay for it. Because a lot of these people out here today who start their own business, who is big now, for order you to even get a hey or a real genuine hug when you see them in live person, you gotta pay for it. No. Kisses, 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 baby, baby. But yeah, I don't ever want to be like that. I don't. I understand, like I said, it's a business. Of course, I want to make my money, but if it's to the point where people feel like that's the only way they're gonna be able to love me is by no. When I say you want to support me, I'm saying that genuinely. I'm not saying you got to. I'm not gonna tell no sobby story for you to feel sorry for me to do it. No, if you want to do it, you want to do it. I don't ever want anybody to feel like that I'm pressuring, overdoing too much just to get attention or just to get something out of you. I don't. No, because that's not what my channel is about. My channel is the SLOTT family. We are the slot family, shining light on the truth. And that's on everything. I love my people for real. When I say I love you, I'm being serious. I'm not saying it for a catchphrase or, just get attention or this and that. I'm not doing that for that. I'm saying it because I actually love y'all. Despite of who got something negative to say about me, despite having anybody feel about me, baby, I love you with every fiber in my body, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Nothing. You could say, "Oh, I hate her," or this, she fat, she did, she ugly. You could say whatever, and I still love you, and you can't stop me. Th- Thank you once again. Well said. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's not going to change how I act, see, or feel towards you. Now, when I tell other people this, my family, my family, who I support when I can, show up when needed, being a part of when needs to, and they don't reciprocate what I give them or do for them, that do hurts. Now that's a whole different ball game. I see majority of my family go spend money on the most ridiculous things, and that's their choice. They gonna spend the money on the most ridiculous thing, but something as simple as investing in me, believing in me, and trusting in me, and you overlook me. That's a kick in the back and a slap in my face, and it hurts. But guess what? I still love you. I don't. I'm not holding no shame over you. I'm not making you feel guilty about nothing, and I'm darn sure not mad at you. It hurt that you didn't give what I gave you, but as I learned a long time ago, ain't no point in crying over spilled milk. Cause that same glass that you wasted, the same glass that you can rinse, refill. Hello. It really is. Wow, man. Okay. But with that being said, come on, y'all. What's up? Any new movies? Thank you, twin. Cause that's the guy, and that's the gospel truth. Thank you, twin. When I tell you my shirts, if you want to see my shirts, it is. I did post it on here. I posted on my page on my channel, so if you want to see my shirts, you can see it. I posted them without the model, and then I posted them with the model. Like I said, I have some more things I'm putting in motion. I'm praying to God that He touches it, anoints it, and make it come true. I'm gonna speak it into existence as well. So, but if you do want to purchase a shirt, they are $25. It has the logo on the front, This Queen. And then my phrases are on the back, which come different 5 different phrases, and it comes in 5 different colors. Is it 4? 5. You got black, navy blue, yellow, pink. So it's four. It's four. Yeah, 4 different colors. I could do a fifth color. I could do red, but I don't know because red is my favorite color. But it comes in 4 colors. So if you do want to purchase a shirt, please inbox me. I said inbox me. Please message me on any one of my videos if you want to find me or find any one of my platforms that I do be on. It's under my videos in my description box. Also, like I said before, if you, whew, oh, if you want to love on me and you want to send me a love token, once again, my mom has put my cash app. My mom has put my cash app in my bio. I mean, in the comments. Excuse me. I still want to know what's going on with thank you. Thank you, twin. I'm still trying to find out what's going on with the case with Lip's husband because despite of I said once and I'm gonna say it again, I'm not upset no more. I'm hurt that he's not here and I did not get a chance to physically see him in person because that was my main goal, to see him in person or see B in person or see Candy in person, aka Hungry Fat Chick, to see one of them in person. um but every now and then when I do get a chance, I do go back on YouTube to his live stream when they was in there and I came in there and he was like, Queen girl. He was like, baby, the way you was eating that Burger King, girl, you made me want some. And I was like, oh, LG, baby, I love me some Burger King. Okay, give me a Whopper and a sister is fine. I'm Gucci. Okay, Thank you, twin. Please keep me updated, cause I be trying to look on social media. Well, I be trying to look on YouTube to see if somebody posted what's going on and what's happening. Because, like, you know, Liv's sister spoke out, and what she said was very reasonable and very understanding. So can't nobody be upset. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've been trying to look around and see what's going on. Like I said, a lot of people was upset that the fact that, was what happened, and they want to see him get the full maximum punishment. But to me, like I said, Lip's sister said it best. So many people only saw what was shown on screen. They didn't know what was really behind the screen and how it was in their home. Vice versa, them being there, living with them, seeing them, and being a part of a lot of the things. And like she said, they had a toxic relationship, and both of them, despite of what happened, she said they could be fighting up a storm, and somebody would say something to someone of them, and they both join together and attack them. And I know that feeling. I know that feeling. It's just like you and your sibling fighting with each other, argue. But somebody on the outside come in and say something to one of y'all whole rivalry between each other is gonna go away, and y'all attention is gonna be focused on that one person. And that's how they was. Despite of what they've been through, despite of how they acted towards each other, they did not accept nobody else getting in their business. And I could respect that. Do I like that? No, but I can respect that, honestly, because you don't you can't tell nobody how to run their life. And if Lips was happy with him, if Lips still stayed, because see, like I said, at the end of the day, you don't have to force yourself to stay with nobody or nobody to stay with you. If you're not happy, then you can leave. And that's on period. Like I said in my other video, when is enough? When you are I heard this phrase so much growing up. When you are sick of tired of being sick of tired of being tired of sick, eventually it's gonna kick in, and this is when you're gonna be done. And that's why I love that movie Enough. If you've never seen that movie, look at that movie with J Lo. It's called Enough. Period. Baby, I love. See, that's why we twins. I love that movie because she endured so much. She took so much, and yet she still tried to find a way to say, I'm not giving up because I love him. I'm not giving up. I'm going to fight for this. I'm not giving up because that's what other people want. They want to see us fail. But when she seen it wasn't getting better, when she seen that when she seen it wasn't getting better, she seen that that the love was really gone from his end, baby, that's when she had got tired, and she said it is E N, oh Lord, ENOUGH. She was done. It was enough. She didn't want no more of it. She wanted to take no more of that. And baby, she stood her ground. And out of the whole movie, the only scene, and when I say this was so much, the only scene that hit me so hard to the point where I literally just, it was like a whole different energy came over me when I first saw that scene. And I don't know if y'all might feel it, but the scene that did it for me is when she was in training, and then it came to life. And he told her, he said, surely enough, hold on to my voice. Listen, surely enough, if he is the coward that he is, he will kick you. And when he does, baby, and when that scene, woo, I was like, oh my God, it's happening for real. He literally standing over her as soon as he kicks her. Oh, baby. Y'all seen the movie. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, when that black man was training her. Twin, Twin, you better quote the movie. You know I love movies. When it comes down to movies, baby, I can talk about all type of movies, especially if we seen the same movie, baby. I love movies. I'm a movie fanatic. Movies is my thing. I like to watch movies. I like to analyze them. I like to break them down. I like to see them for what they are. But movies is not only entertainment, it's documentary. And I keep telling people that things that you see in movies is real life things that's happening in this world. Where do you think people get the inspiration to come up with these movies? Where do you think people get the thought to say, I'm gonna make a movie about a woman whose husband, well, it started off as a man loving her, indulging in her, encouraging her, giving her the world, and then they get married, have a kid, and then he's gonna change up on her. He's gonna cheat on her, beat on her, this and that. And baby, let me tell y'all something. And this goes to any woman and any man out there. Be careful. Period. But be careful. Because anytime somebody doing something harmful to you and they say, I'm gonna do it because I love you, or I pay this, I pay that, I take care of this, I take anytime they start speaking that jibber jabber, I pay for this, I own this, I took care of this, and you're gonna listen to me. Get out. GETOUT. Get out. Leave right then and there. Because the person who speaks that type of jibber jabber is a person who will physically hurt you or unalive you. I know I've seen it. I've seen it. People who talk that macho stuff, that real stuff, and you see it in movies. People who feel like they got that type of power over you will be the main ones who will either physically beat you or mainly unalive you. And that goes to my men and women. Men, women are like that too. I take care of you. I clean up, and I took this from you. I blah 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 blah. Anytime you hear them leave, don't try to give it a second chance. Don't think they send out of anger. People speak them words when they're feeling that type. Hello, okay. Taking real life stories of what happened and gonna sit up and make a movie out of it. Y'all get millions off of it, and we sit here laying up here black eyed and everything. You know what? Excuse me. I don't know if they knew that these people was finna die or whatever the case is, but it was mysterious right before either they passed or right after they passed. They came out with the movies and storyline of these people. The Tina Turner, well, you know that movie old, but she finally has stepped up to let them tell the story of what happened to her, what happened to Whitney Houston, what happened to Lord, Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin. Like they came out with these movies either right before they passed or right after they passed, and they wanted to hear her put the story out there, like the Wendy Williams story. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people had something to say about it, but at the end of the day, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, and my auntie always told me it's not the outside that makes you ugly, it's the inside. And see, when older people tell y'all things, when they say quotes to you, phrases, or they sit up here and give you a life story or something like that, listen. Listen, it's not to hurt you. It's not to sit up here and try to make you look stupid. And it's darn sure not to sit up and try to make it sound like I'm older than you. You gotta listen. No, it's not. It's a tool. Use it. My auntie told me about Emmett Till. She told me the story of Emmett Till. And I was like, Emmett Till, who is that? Because she heard me saying I have to do a history report. And see, in school, they give you the same tag, not calling them tired. Lord, forgive me for that. And my ancestors, forgive me for that. But they give you the same people over and over and over. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, and Jesse Jackson, and this and that. They give you these same people. It's up to you to take your education further. Go find black people that you never heard of. Go find out what they did. What was their marking in life? What was the history of them? That's up to you. So when my auntie told me about Emmett Till, a lot of people didn't even know who Emmett Till was. And when I went to school, I went to the library and I looked up Emmett Till, and babe, besides the story my auntie had told me, she was like, when you come from school, call me and I'm gonna see if I got some my clippings and old newspapers for you. And I said, okay. So, okay, thank you. So when I came from school, I had a biography book, and it was showing all the certain people, and surely there was Emmett Till. My auntie sent me the news clippings, and I'm so mad I don't have them today. But she sent me the news clippings. She sent me the articles. She sent me the picture. And was it the actual picture? Is like what they made up, or whatever the case may be, the artificial picture, as you want to call it. It was that picture. But she told me the story, and I put it in my history paper. I got a B on it. The reason why it was an A because my teacher, I don't know. For me, I have to learn, and see that's why I say this is one of my flaws. I have to learn how to put the corrective punctuations in the corrective places. I need to know where a conjunction period goes, where a comma goes, a height, parentheses. I have to put that correctly in there. That was the only reason why my grade was a little low when it was a B, because she said I didn't stationary it correctly and I didn't put the corrective punctuates, whatever, in the correct places. So that's all right though. Because as I get older, the better I get and everything. So I have a lot to work on. And that's cool. But when I found out the story of Emmett Till, my stomach turned. And then for them to finally make the movie, it's called Till. Please look at the movie. It's called Till. To see the movie and go back to the story that my auntie told me, who was living then, who was there to see it, looking at the movie has no justice of hearing it from somebody who was there. My auntie said, and they said it in the movie, but to hear my auntie say it, the imagination came real to me. It jumped to me. Wait, was it really you, or was the story just too true? What you mean? I'm. I don't know what you mean, but my auntie said you. She said when you even got any close in the radar of it, Grady. Oh no, what you mean grading? You talking about the grade I received? I'm confused on what y'all talking about. But seriously, my auntie said when you got close and radius to the blocks, you basically 2 or 3 blocks away, you could smell him. He'd been sitting in that water that long. So when they finally found him, the decomposing was beyond anything you could smell. And to see him fully, like, they begged her to do a closing casket, a closing service, but she said no. You know what? That's an excellent point. That's an excellent question because majority of people that was in that class, like I said, stuck to Frederick Douglass, stuck to Martin Luther King, and I'm seeing him looking like what movie? what movie? I don't know if y'all ever saw Jumanji. If you ever saw Jumanji with The Rock, is that my girl? Hey, boo. How are you? Hey, sis. If you saw the movie Jumanji with The Rock, on that scene when the teacher was grading the paper, this is where teachers analyze and they see it so much to where they can tell the difference. And she told him, she said, "This how I know y'all cheated because the same phrase that you use in all your papers from every grade is written in his. And if you use the same phrase that he used, then you knew that somebody did some cheating around here." Says that's my new man on Avatar. It's Mason. Wait, I can't even see the picture. That's I can't even see the picture. Girl, I'm gonna have to wait till I get up off of here, then go back into my friends list to see it. But basically, I agree with that. What you said, Miss QTD, I agree with that. Did you really grade me because of the actual me not putting the correct punctuations and everything, or did you not like the fact that I went beyond what y'all was offering me and did something different? Now you got me thinking. Because, like, prime example, when I was in high school, I was been done with gym. Seriously, I was been done with gym. In my freshman year, we either had to do JRTC or we had to do sex ed. I did sex ed. My junior year, we had to do gym. I mean, my freshman, sophomore year, we had to do gym. So freshman year, it was ROTC or it was sex ed. Then my sophomore year, we had to do gym. My junior year, we supposed to been done with gym. We supposed to been doing home economics or something like that. But they made me do gym. Okay, I didn't have the best grades. I didn't have F's. I might have a D, but a D is still passing. When I got to my junior year and I had to leave my old school, which is Westinghouse, woo, and I had to go to Excel Academy inside of OR. It was four different schools inside this one school. So you had Excel Academy, you had Phoenix Academy, you had Most Vine Academy, you had Asta Academy. Four different high schools in one big building. A horrible mess. Um, sis, hit me on Instagram. Um, sister, you think you can message me? Oh, you said okay. Cause the reason why I tell people I'm gonna jump back. The reason why I tell people can they find me, because when you type in me, like when you go on my pages and you type my name in, you can't miss me. You can't miss me. Like all my pictures is my face completely. So it might be different people popping up, but you be like, oh, there she is right there. Vice versa, me looking for people, baby. You could say one name. You could say, like, for example, I type in God's blessings. 75 people finna come up. And I don't know I don't know who's who because a lot of people pages are private, so you don't know and you don't know what icon is up there, and it be frustrating for me. It really do because I literally be like, okay, let me before I do this and do this, do this, do this, let me hear it add them like they asked me, and then I'm stuck trying to find the exact right one. So I be telling people like if you could find me, I mean if you could send me a request, I'm accepting it. Period. Okay, I will accept it quick. As long as I know it's you, you say it's God bless. So if I see a message or if I see a friend request from God bless, I'm accept real quick. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So four different high schools in one building. It was a mess. So they was like, "Oh, Miss Roberts, you got to do gym." I'm what? No, 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 no. I thought we was done with that. I was trying to take home economics. I was trying to do cooking. Oh no, well we'll have to see what they say. But for right now, you gotta do gym. So in this school, before they made it to four different schools, they had one school. It's still going on today. That's the sad part. You had security guards sleeping with students, teachers sleeping with students, students sleeping with each other in the building. I forgot what I'm supposed to say, but please forgive me for this. You found used C's. You know what that means? You found used C's in the bathrooms, hallways, outside. You the rappers out there, and it's sickening, sickening, literally. Security guards will allow students to leave the school to go get food and come back. Or you could pay the security guard and they would leave and go get stuff for you and bring it back in. And I'm looking like, what kind of education going on in here? But you know me, I mind my business. I could see it, but I never spoke on it. I never did any of that. I mind my business. But at the beginning of the year, some guy had got into the school. Did they care really? No. Some guy had got into the school. And so with the gym was in the basement. And when I say basement, imagine going from the top floor of the mall all the way underground of the mall. And that's how it was. So you had to go down 12 flights of stairs. And you have to go past the tennis court in there. You have to go past the swimming pool in there. You have to go past the exercise room. And then you get down to the fourth floor, which is where the gym is at. When I tell y'all, it's already bad enough. My classes are on the second, no, I mean, all on the third floor. So from ground level, like you walk into the school from outside, that's the first level. And then you got the second level, you got third level, and then it was two schools on each side. Some man had got into the building and went down there and was hiding by the swimming pool area. And he raped two people. He raped two people. They say, "Oh, we're gonna keep the doors closed. You know, teachers, you have to walk your students down. You have to make sure all students are exiting and this and the other after school. Check this, check that." They didn't do sugar honey iced tea. Nothing. Okay, thank you. They didn't do nothing. How I know they didn't do nothing? Because the man struck again. And so they thought I was gonna who? Yes, it was my choice. And yes, I told my grandmother. Yes, I told people. Didn't nobody do nothing about it. So guess what? To eliminate and not go through it, or even to even somewhat experience it, I didn't go down there. I surely didn't. I surely didn't. And it was so crazy because right before report cards came out, I tell people the life I came up through, it was hard. And I'm gonna say this so honestly without even tearing up. The life I came up with was hard. It was hard for me. I don't blame nobody. I'm not holding nobody accountable because what destiny had for you is destiny. How God played it out, God seen it, and that's what it is. So I'm not complaining about it or none of that. But through the grace of God, 36 years I'm here to tell my story. 36 years I'm able to smile of my story. And 36 years I'm able to rejoice and keep moving forward. But growing up, I didn't have a lot of people to fight for me. I didn't have people to stand up for me. People always claim they did, they love me, and this and other, but a lot of people didn't show it. And it's okay today. It's okay today. It is. It is okay. Um, I'm glad I'm okay. I'm glad where I'm at because at the end of the day, it made me stronger. It taught me different lessons, and I'm able to do what needs to be done. My faith have not been broken, and my joy have not been stolen. I could have been graduated. I could have had my high school diploma. I could have been doing so many different things, but apparently it wasn't meant for that to happen that way. And it's okay. Like I said, I'm not holding nobody else accountable. Either when I tell the story, people might sound like, oh, it sound like you blaming them. I'm not. I'm not. Because it probably wasn't meant for that to happen that way. He definitely has. He has been blessing us in many ways. Um, they waited, and so what ended up happening was one of the guys I went to school with, his name was Cedric. He, and it was so crazy. A student from each school, from Excel, Asda, and Mosvine, a student from each school was unalived because they was driving that Sunday night and they smacked the poles. If y'all have trains in y'all city, state, or whatever the case may be, the trains that's like on the train tracks like you'll see on New York or Chicago, and them big metal things that hold it up the tracks, they had smacked the poles so hard that it split the car in half. And everybody in there was unalive on impact. And they heard it because that Friday we were sitting in, and I'll never forget it. We were sitting in biography, Lord, biology. We were sitting in biology class, and I'm not gonna tell no story. I had did my work. I took my little notes, and I fell asleep in class. And my friend Cedric had gave me a wet willy. And he was like, "Wake up, get up." He was like, "Come on, we gotta go to our next class." He was like, "You gonna stop falling asleep in class?" And I'm like, "Boy, bad, whatever." So he was like, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you Monday." And I was like, "Okay." Went to my last two classes. Went home. Normal day for me. Saturday, Sunday. Went to church Sunday. Came home. I was asleep. I was knocked out in my grandma's room. And I was on her floor because I told y'all, anytime I felt uncomfortable or anything, I would sleep on my grandma's floor next to her bed. And I promise you, it was almost like a protection bubble. Because anytime I slept next to her bed, I felt safe. Like I felt like could nothing touch me. And the phone was ringing, and it was like 2 something in the morning. And so when I picked up the phone, I was like, "Hello." It was my little cousin, and she was like, she was crying, and she was like, "Did you see what happened? You watching the news? Turn the TV on, turn the TV on." I'm like, "For what?" So when I turned the TV on, I saw it, and they named the names. I instantly just broke down, like crying, cause I'm looking like, how could I just talk to this person? And it recently happened to me in 2021 and 2022. And it happened again. And people don't know the feeling. Like when you try to run from this feeling, that's why I love God, because God blessed me through this. The whole school was so hurt. The whole school was hurt. Like when you came into the school, everybody breaking down, crying. Teachers, students, everybody was crying. And they waited to that split second that all this was happening. They set up and announced over the intercom, if you need to seek counseling, counseling will be open for every student at any period. So no matter what period you had, if you need to talk to counselors, they literally brought counselors into the school. If you need to talk to a counselor, tell your teacher you will be um, dismissed from class to go to counseling. But then they turn around at midday and said, if you have an F, they didn't say a whole bunch of Fs. If you have one F, they was putting you out of school and your parent had to come and reinstate you. And that was the most worst day ever for me because that one F I had got in gym is what put me out. I didn't have nobody to come up there and speak on my behalf. But then I seen on my auntie who I was like, at one point in time, I was like, I wish she would have came, but she didn't. She said, my grandfather. This man didn't know my information from a can of paint. Only thing he knew was my first name and my last name, and then my grandmother's name. He knew my mama's name too. He knew the names, but personal information. They was like, sir, do you know when the child's birthday? He looked at me. Tell me when your birthday is. Blah 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 blah. Do you know the child's full address? Don't you hear her talking to you? I'm not in my head, and I'm so respectful because I could have, been one of those disrespectful kids, or acting out kids. But I'm just like blah 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 blah. So then they was like, "Do you know anything personal about the child?" And he was like, "Oh, don't you hear her talking to you once again?" So the teacher leaned in, the disciplinary person leaned in and was like, "Is this your grandfather?" And I was like, "Yes, it is. This is my grandfather. This is my mother's father." Instead of them reinstate me back in school and let me finish, my grandfather instantly said, "Well, can't you go to our alternative school?" And that's what they did. They cut me completely from the school and said I got to go to alternative school, which was so crazy. I said, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to alternative school." I asked them for my transcripts. I asked them for all my information. They said, "Oh, we can't find it. You got to go to the Board of Education." I didn't know what the Board of Education was, but when I finally got the number to them, finally reached down there, "Hey, can I get my transcript?" They said, "We can't find it either. They never turned it in." How are y'all the Board of Education who's supposed to hold every child's information in the region of Illinois, and y'all can't find it? So now I go to alternative school. They basically let me stay there for like 2 months, starting classes, and then turn around and was like, "Oh, we don't get your transcripts. We can't let you continue." As time grew, I kept trying, kept trying. I eventually rolled into Malcolm X College to get my GED. I completed the whole 8 weeks, which was crazy. I completed 8 weeks. To get to the end of the class, they congratulations, y'all completed the class and this and that. So I was excited. I was like, whoo, thank God. I was like, so we come in tomorrow or when do we come in to take our test? Oh, we don't get a test. Wait, so I just did 8 weeks of this class, just to study 8 weeks of studying and doing work and everything for prepping. So where am I supposed to go take the test at? Oh, you'll have to find it yourself. Are you serious? I have to find it myself. I looked everywhere. Everywhere I did, it was basically prep class, prep class, prep class. Or we did do the testing here, but we stopped it. You have to look over here. I looked over here. So now this is as time going in the years. To the grace of God, just recently, I got word of something. Hopefully, it's everything that needs to be. Every time I ask somebody to really help me with something, you know, the first words that come to mouth, why you can't do it? Do it yourself. Show people you can do it. The fact that I know I can do it by myself, but everybody needs help. Everybody needs that little help. And I really never had too many people that actually helped me through something all the way. Either they gave me an inch or they gave me a centipede, but that's the furthest it went. I never had nobody to actually help me with something and go all the way through with it. Even when it comes down to my channel, I got a manager who helps me, but she don't fully help me with everything. So, you know, a lot of things I really had to encourage and do by myself, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep on pushing, cause God got me. Like I said, y'all look at my stories before, you will see, baby, I been through HE double hockey sticks. I've been through the ringer. And I stand here today despite of my knee hurt, my back hurt, despite of my size, despite of how people feel. But I'm still here to stand and say, God has kept me. God has kept me. Ooh, I am way past my time. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up, y'all, because I only put strength for an hour and I really went through it. Thank you, Miss QTD. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for the ones who've been here. Thank y'all for the comments, the gifts. Once again, if you want to love on me, if you want to, keywords, you don't have to. But if you choose to love on me, my cash app has been in the comments. If not, it is the money symbol and it's dripping, DRIPPN, yummy, YUMMY, all together. Y'all know. But that's if you choose you want to love on me, if you want to get thank you to win, if you want to purchase a shirt. I did post the shirts, so you can go on there and look. You can get the shirts, tell me what color you want, what phrase you want, and I will make it happen. Also, she do rugs, which is incredible. I love the rugs. I posted the rugs as well. She did a Bart Simpson, a Scooby Doo, Betty Boo. I'm having her do me a Mickey Mouse. And is. And that Mickey Mouse rug is personal. I better not catch a soul walking on my rug. Period. But she's very reasonable. And once again, to J. Mar Thomas, who is a phenomenal writer and he's a DJ. So if y'all have an event coming up, he do travel and he's phenomenal. I promise y'all, his name is J. Mar Thomas. You can find him on any platform. You can find him on YouTube, anything. Listen to his music, phenomenal. But with that being said, I'm finna wrap this up. I'm having a finna go to sleep. Y'all have a safe and blessed night, and I love each and every one of you with the gift of God, with the heart of me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't have to know you to say I love you, but I do. All right, my good people. See y'all later.